Hello students, welcome to Dynamics of Machinery. In the previous class, we have solved several problems from Module 1 and Module 2. We are going to continue the Module 2, Dynamic Force Analysis. Today we are going to see the force analysis of bevel gear. Force analysis of bevel gear. Here we have the bevel gear arrangement. Okay, here we have the bevel gear arrangement. So this is this one is pinion and this one is gear. So they are mating at this place. Okay, gear and pinion are mating with each other at this place. So we are going to do the force analysis for this pinion. Okay, force analysis for this pinion. So this is the center. So this is the center of pinion, otherwise axis of the pinion shaft. So this height is r. Okay, this height is r. That is called as pitch circle radius. Okay, pitch circle radius of the pinion. This distance, center to this distance, this is the radius of gear, pitch circle radius of gear. Okay, capital R. This one is small r, this one is capital R. Okay, and then pi means pressure angle, gamma means half cone pitch angle. This angle is gamma. Okay, this angle. So this is half cone pitch angle. Half cone pitch angle. This distance base, okay, is called face width. This distance is called face width. So these terminologies already you know. I think in the machine design you might have studied these things. Like in the previous sem, you have a similar paper. In that you have studied about these things, particularly gear nomenclature and the problems based on gear and compound gears. You have solved in previous semester. So it's a continuation of that only. Okay. Here we are going to solve the force analysis. In the previous sum, you have studied about the speed. Suppose if pinion is rotating at some speed, means at what speed gear will be there. Gear will be rotating. Like that you might have studied in the previous semester. But we are going to see the force which is acting on gear and the pinion in this sum. Okay. So let us see what are the forces acts on pinion. Okay. So in this phase, so this phase is mating with the when gear and pinion, when they engage with each other, which part will mate with each other? This phase part will mate with this phase or this phase. Okay, any one side will mate with the another gear. So we are going to see what are the forces might act on that plane. Okay, so two forces will be acting on this phase. First one is tangential force. So this is tangential force. Another one is separating force. So this is separating force. This separating force is perpendicular to the face of the bevel gear. Okay, separating force is perpendicular to the face of the bevel gear. Let me tell again. Two forces will be acting here. Multiple forces will be there, but mainly we are going to focus on two forces. First force is separating force. This one. Okay? It will act perpendicular to the plane, perpendicular to the face of the bevel gear. Second force is tangential force. Yeah. Right. Now this separating forces further, since it is acting, it's inclined. No, this separating force, it is inclined. So I can split this separate force into two components, horizontal component and vertical component. I can split this separating forces into two components, horizontal force and vertical. So this horizontal component this horizontal component is called axial component. This vertical component is called radial component. I am telling you again, in the bevel gear, suppose if it is a bevel gear means two forces will be acting on the bevel gear, particularly in the center of the face. In the center of the face, two forces will be acting. One is tangential force, okay, and another force is that will be perpendicular to the face, and that is called as Fs, separating force. This separating force is split into two components, one vertical component, that is radial, one horizontal component, that is axial. Okay, totally two forces are acting, Fs, Ft. Fs means separating force, Ft means tangential force. Okay, further this Fs is separated into two components, vertical and horizontal component. Vertical component is called as Fr, radial force, and horizontal component is called as axial force component. Okay, right. Now we have to find where this Fs and Ft is acting. Okay, that we have to find. So they have extended this line and they have extended the line from base and they are meeting at a point O. Okay, and the angle is gamma, so that they have taken this triangle. Okay, they have taken this triangle. This is what mentioned here. Okay, no, this triangle up to here. So this triangle has been taken. This triangle has been taken. Okay, so triangle ODC has been taken. I want to find out this distance EC, and then I need R average. So this is, see the bevel here. Suppose if it is a bevel gear means, and this is the center. So this distance is called R, radius of pinion. Okay, and this distance is called minimum radius, R minimum. Okay, but I need this center, this distance. Okay, this distance I need, and that distance is called as R average. Okay, R average. I want to find out that distance. One more thing, this is gamma, not R. Okay, this angle is gamma, not R. Okay, right. So I have to find out this average radius, average pinion radius. I want to find. For that, I am taking this triangle. Okay, so here sine theta, that is sine gamma equal to opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite is CD. Okay, hypotenuse is OC. Okay, CD by OC, and that CD is called as average radius of the pinion. Now OC, let us take this OC. OC is equal to I need OC. Okay, instead of writing OC, I can write OB, OB, OB minus BC. Okay, OB minus BC. Instead of writing OC, I can write OB minus BC. BC means this breadth, okay, this distance. Okay. That distance divided by 2, that is BC. Okay. So finally, I will get average radius of pinion equal to OB minus B by 2 into sine alpha. Sorry, sine gamma. Okay. R average equal to BC. R average equal to OB minus B by 2 into sine alpha. So sine gamma, once again, sine gamma equal to R by OB. Okay, sine gamma equal to, if you take the whole triangle means, if you take the whole triangle, OEB. Okay, if you take the whole triangle OEB, their sin R equal to R by OB, because in the problem they will give this distance, they will give this distance. Okay, this distance B, that they will give, but they will not give this distance O2 capital B. This distance they will not give. Okay, but here I need O2 B distance. That's why once again I am taking the whole triangle OBE, whole triangle take. Okay, sine, once again, sine gamma equal to R by OB. Sine gamma equal to R by OB. So OB equal to R by sine gamma. So in here, instead of OB, I can put R by sine gamma. Okay, R by sine gamma. So R average equal to R by sine gamma minus B by 2 into sine gamma. If you bring if you bring sine gamma inside, means what will get? Already we have R by sine gamma. Okay, we are bringing sine gamma inside into sine gamma. Okay, and then B into sine gamma divided by 2. So this sine gamma and this sine gamma will cancel each other. Finally, R average will be equal to R minus B sine gamma divided by 2. Yeah, I am telling you again why we are doing these kind of calculations, because in the problem they will give this B value, then they will give this radius value. Okay, this radius value they will give, and then they will give the gamma value. That's all. Only these three details they will give, but we need R average. If we know the R average, then only we can find the forces which is acting on that point. Okay. Right. Now, transmitted torque on the bevel gear. Transmitted torque will be Ft into R average. Why we need this R average means, because to find out the torque value. Torque means force into distance. Tangential force into, because I told you, no, see, I want to find out torque. Okay, so tangential force into this distance. This distance is R average. If you multiply tangential force and R average, means you will get transmitted torque. Okay. Also, Fs equal to Fs equal to Ft tan pi. Pi means pressure angle. Pi means pressure angle. Generally, pressure angle will be between 14.5 to 22 degree. Okay, that they will give. For ideal gear, pressure angle will be between, pi value will be between 14.5 degree to 22 degree. That they will give in the question. Okay, so they will give pi value, they will give gamma value. Okay, we have to find out Fs, Ft, and this F radial and F axial force. Okay, in the next video we will solve one problem based on this.